Steffman.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Speak to the amendment, please.
Please.
Every Thanksgiving, our synagogue and local churches partner to volunteer at our local food bank. We spend hours, sometimes days actually, packing bags of food and then many more hours handing those bags out to families in cars in lines that seemingly go on forever. And then once a month, we also partner with the churches to work at Fork and Spoon, our local restaurant for those who can't afford to eat at a restaurant. And many days, all of our churches and synagogues receive calls from folks who are struggling to get by, often about food. And we can't even come close to meeting the demand to help them all. Now, I share this with you today because if I wasn't frequently actually doing this work, I wouldn't have known the depth and reality of food anxiety in our state or the sheer number of people who live with it. You know, to many of us, these folks are mostly invisible in our communities, but I'm here to tell you that they're real. And to many of us, 30 cents a day, a quarter and a nickel may seem insignificant, but to many of these folks, that's $6 a month that it totals is a meaningful amount of money. You know, the money we collect by demanding this 30 cents a day for lunch after we deduct the cost of collecting it is simply not enough to overcome the realities and the benefits of making sure kids have enough to eat without stressing a family that may already be living on the edge. You know, as I thought about last night what I wanted to say on this bill, the film Oliver Twist kept on coming to my mind. And particularly the scene where Oliver finishes his food and he's been served and he's still hungry and he dares to ask, "Please, sir, I want some more, please." And the manager of the place, Mr. Bumble, responds, "What? More?" And Oliver is punished. But the most remarkable part of the scene, and you should Google it and watch it, and it's easy to miss, is the bitter irony that when Oliver asks for food, enough food, and is ridiculed for doing so, on the wall in the front of the room, in large letters, a sign reads, "God is love." Friends, this amendment is a very small matter in the scope of our work here today, but it is a defining moment for who we are as a state. This needs to be part of our budget, which is a blueprint of our values. Your vote today is kind of a prayer about the world we desire for our children and ourselves. And our prayers are stronger when we pray them together. Please vote green. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Members of the Committee of the Whole, I consider all of